Welcome to Dragonfly Trading. Before we get started, I just want to say thank you to everybody that watched my first video. Thank you for all the kind comments. I am so glad that you found value in the video. And thank you to the people that subscribed. And I hope I can continue to bring value to all the traders out there and help you along the way in your trading journey. We're on the daily time frame. I've marked out some areas here in yellow that I am watching. As you can see, the first yellow line here is our resistance area. That stems back all the way back here. We had it as support. We found it as resistance. We held it at support for a few days and we lost it again, and now we can't seem to get above it. Right now we're being squeezed in between the 21 and the green 50 MA. If we lose the green 50 MA, I expect it to try to hold this trend line. Maybe a little bounce and then down around the 8800 area. As you can see, this whole area in here, this whole block of area has a lot of support in it. All this price action happened in here. It was resistance here. It was support here, resistance. We also have the 200 coming right into the middle of it. I'm not worried about this in here yet until we break this. Let's take a look at the indicator. If you're not familiar with this indicator, you can get more information on this indicator in my #1 strategy. It's free. It's in the description below. It's a great strategy. Everybody that has it so far really likes it. I would recommend getting that for free. So right now we're definitely at the bottom of the band on the daily. We've turned up just a little bit. We do have some bullish divergence between this point and this point. As you can see, we have a higher high here, and we have a straight, an even double bottom here. Going down to the 8-hour, we came out of the band, but it seems like we're making this curve. We can't seem to stay above this red 34 MA. Seems like we want to come back out. And also, we're finding resistance at the 45. So right now, the 8-hour is in the bearish territory. This is something we need to watch. On the 4-hour, taking a look at my strategy, it did make the perfect pattern. If you did take the long here, it did make the pattern to take the long, but as you can see, we're finding resistance in the bearish territory. We're moving sideways. We're just barely above the 34. If we find any kind of continuation up, I would move your stop loss up, like my strategy suggests. Every time we have a correction, we find continuation and move on, you move your stop loss up. This looks like it may want to come down and retest the band before it moves on. That's hard to tell exactly what it wants to do right now. This is very neutral. It's very not giving you a lot of clarity. Let's see if we can see anything on the 1 hour. 1 hour, it's coming down to lower band. Like I said, that might be what's going to give us the retest on the higher time frames. Something I did want to go over. In my last video, I talked about this rising wedge. Now that the way we drew the wedge before was like this. I believe, yes, something like that. Okay. If you want to continue to have this trend line, you either need to draw it from the wicks or from the candle bodies. We cannot draw it from wicks and then candle bodies. It's either one or the other. So the best way to run this trend line now would be from wick to wick. We have a touch here and a touch here. Either one or the other. Candle bodies, or wicks, or wicks. In my last video, we were somewhere in this area. I expected a WXY up. That panned out nicely, and I expected a move to the downside afterwards. For those of you that don't know Elliott wave, I'm going to try to explain this the easiest way possible. In a Y wave, you can have any type of correction. Meaning you can have what we call a zigzag, which is a 5-3-5. You can have a WXY, which is a 3-3-3. You can have a flat, which is a 3-3-5. So basically what I'm saying is you can have any type of correction in the Y. So the way that it looks now, this looks like it could possibly be creating a zigzag, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3 waves in the middle, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 coming down right into that support line of 88. If we get a move up, if this turns into a move up that does this can no longer be a 5-wave down. And the reason that is because in Elliott wave rules, wave 4 cannot come into wave. So at that point, this would turn into a W, an X, and a Y, because then it would turn into a 3-wave, 3-wave, and a 3-wave. At that point, when it finishes the Y, the bulls, like I said in my last video, have a chance to take this up. And again, watch out for something like this, and then continuation to the downside. Doesn't have to happen that way. The bulls have a chance to take this up. They have a chance for continuation. They have a chance to take this on up and break the highs. We You have to wait and see what happens at this point. Okay. Another count that I'm looking at is that the fifth wave ended here. And in this count, we are coming down for an ABC. The way that this is looking, this would be a 1, a 2, a 3, 4, and a 5, taking us into a deeper correction. I'm not leaning this way as much as I'm leaning towards the other count. And the reason being is the amount of time this wave 2 took. I wanted to show this count just in case we did get a much deeper correction. But like I said, in this other count, I would be looking for this area for the bulls to take this in. But I did want to show this count just in case we did get a much deeper dump than expected. Looking at the Bitcoin dominance, I did notice that it loves these channels. You can draw these channels in your chart. It runs down in the channel, breaks the channel, we get a move to the upside. It runs down in these channels, breaks the channel, we get a move to the upside. Right now we are in a channel. We also have a nice trend line across tier of support. So I would watch for a break of this trend line, and I would also watch for a break of this channel. For those of you who follow, sorry for the noise in the background, for those of you that follow Bitcoin dominance. I hope that this video helped you have some clarity of what is to come ahead. Remember, we're still looking for possibly a move to the upside here, then continuation down into this box area, anywhere in this box area. Then the bulls will have a chance to take this on up and break new highs, or give this correction. If you did not watch my first video, you can refer back to it. I go into a little bit deeper explanation of this area. Hope you have a great day. Be careful out there. Weekends can be very wicky. They like to take out stops. They like to move sideways and give us Darth Mauls back and forth. Make sure you use your stop loss and be careful with your positions. Have a great day, everybody.